Hello, you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. I am called Patience Mutoni, and I am a hospitality enthusiast, consultant, and trainer. I'm very passionate about hotels, restaurants, bars, and lodges. I'm passionate about creating systems, creating training systems, creating manuals for different establishments so that they can improve their customer service and create a better experience for their customers. And before we go into the tips and the hospitality knowledge that I would like to share with you, I would like to tell you a story about me and hospitality, how my journey began, how I started to be passionate about hospitality. I started my journey in 2014, that is 10 years ago, and I was just 24 years old, straight out of campus. I had not even graduated, but I am grateful to God who led me to Mr. Rashid, who gave me an opportunity to work with Brevard, Sands Lodge, Sese Islands, Kalangala. And my journey started there, and I learned a lot about hospitality. I think the 3 years I spent at Brevard made me who I am in hospitality, I must say. There was a lot I learned, but among the things I learned was how to attract new customers. Number 2, I learned how to retain the customers I have. Number 3, I learned how to impress a customer and create a lasting memory in the customer's heart. Number 4, I learned a lot about the customer service pattern because of the number of mistakes I did myself as an upcoming manager of the resort, but as well as the innumerable lessons I learned from my boss and the clients' mistakes that I would make with the clients guided me so much, and I would make sure that I don't make the mistakes anymore. Because from there, I learned a lot. I learned really a lot. But above all, it has made me who I am today, 10 years down the road. I have managed to work with over 8 brands of hospitality. But above all, I have learned the system that makes or breaks the industry is not what you see as a customer, is not what you see when your customer comes into the hotel. It is the back office operations. If the back of the house of the operations are not going on well, definitely the front house operations are going to be very terrible. That's where you will hear customers saying, I had the horrible experience, your food was very tasteless, there was very much delay in service. But I am here to bring you on with lots and lots of knowledge that I've learned, that I've studied as well in hospitality, because I've done a number of courses in hospitality, that as well has made me really become a better person, because as you grow in the industry, you also become a better person. You start to learn and interact with different people of the industry and of different brands. I think I could be talking about hospitality, but trust me, even for your own other business, it could be a salon, it could be a shop, it could be a supermarket. Customer service runs across all brands. So I am really grateful that you're here on my very first video. But I would like to share with you some incidences that taught me hospitality. We had a customer one day, I think it was 2015, we had a customer. That customer had booked his hotel during Easter season. He had come with his wife and children, and there were about 8 people, and they had taken 3 rooms. So one was a family room, then the other 3, they were couples. So a family had booked for 4 rooms. And behold, because I did not do as a leader, I don't look at the employees. As a leader, I hadn't put a system in place to be able to make sure that everything is checked. I had some manuals, but I had not looked at the small details, because hospitality is about attention to details. So that day, the clients check in, and about 40 minutes into their check-in, I hear a loud noise, a loud noise, like a cry from a child. And I'm like, oh my God, what has happened? They were in a room, it was room 7 and 8. For those who are from Brevard, or for those who have visited Brevard, you might know where those rooms are. And the child had been electrified by just touching on a lamp which was not protected. And the child really like, the power shook her and it threw her away from the room towards the bed. And from that day, I learned the importance of paying close attention to detail. Because guess what? If I had done my processes and I had checked on every room that day and checked every corner and checked that lamp that morning, those clients would not have checked out, because the effects of what happened still lives with me today, 7 years later, because it taught me a lesson. And once you learn a lesson in life, you better take it forward. So what happened? As I was running up to the rooms, the client was also running down to come and call me and show me, because by then I had risen from a level of an administrator to a level of manager. Administrator is someone who was checking out the records of the hotel to endeavor that they are banking. I was dabbling as an admin, and from there, my boss saw it fit that I could manage his hotel. So he had given me the position of a manager in about a year's time. So you could be there and you're a waitress, you are a waiter, you are a supervisor, but you're stuck in that position. It could be that maybe you need to do more. It could be that you need to study more about your industry. You might need to stop being comfortable with that position so that you get a better salary. So what happened is I ran up to the room, and then the client met me halfway, and the client told me, "What have you done to me?" And I was like, oh my God, what did we do? What did Brovard do? When I reached the room, it was very sad that the baby was about 7 years old, was crying, was in tears. The mother was hugging the child. The child was in an outburst of like tears, definitely, because she was shocked. She was electrified because of a small mere mistake. So I learned one lesson from that experience, that I must be able to put systems in place that make sure that such incidences don't happen. What was the effect? We got a bad review as a hotel. We lost that business because immediately after that, they had come through Masaka, the Masaka option. So they had used that ferry. They just packed their car, packed their family, and left the hotel, clients who had come in to stay for 4 nights. I lost business. The name was going down. The business was going down. The clients had indeed had a horrible experience because of just one small, tiny mistake. Despite all the beautiful things we had done as they arrived in that hotel that morning, there was nothing that mattered in that because of a broken system. So I learned to be always intentional and always think ahead. So that's how I learned about creating manuals, creating SOPs for each and everything. Do not ignore even a small greeting that gets create a script. I learned scripts creation, which helps in creating consistency. And also the checklists, that's how I learned about developing checklists. Where do you check? So I learned a lot from that lesson. The lessons are very many, the stories are very many. But before I close, I would like to share another story of my experience at Brovard. We had clients who booked. There were very many clients. There were about, I think, 50 clients. It was around December, coming into the New Year's. And they had come for a birthday bash. A birthday bash. By the time someone leaves Kampala, to come to Brovard, to come to your hotel, they expect the best service. So I think that season we had a lot of rain, and I had been insufficient in the planning, that I had not considered that we might need extra towels that Christmas season. So I did not procure more towels towards that season, given that normally December has so much rain. So what happened? The clients come, day one, they have towels, they use them for swimming. Day two, they need more towels because some of them were staying in tents, others were staying in the rooms, because there were about 50, and by then we really had about 10 functional rooms. Those were the rooms I found at Brovard then, 10 rooms. And the clients asked for more hotel towels. The towels were so damp. They were still wet, and I could not give them those towels. So I found them at the swimming pool. They were really having fun, catching up with themselves, enjoying their birthday bash. And I went to announce how I don't have the towels they have requested for. I went when I was very, very kind. But you see, even if you're kind in hospitality and you have made a major mistake, it doesn't matter. So, and hospitality attracts very many kinds of personnels. Very many kinds, the hard one, the difficult, the easy, but we have a rule that says the customer is always right. So you can have all your excuses. I met a difficult customer. I met a painful customer. I met the worst customer there, but no, the customer is always right. And if you change your attitude towards that customer, you will learn a lot. Off from that, when I went to announce that there was no towel, the gentleman was in the pool and he got a handful of water and poured it on my uniform as I was walking back, because I'd finished to announce to like 10 people, we are sorry, you're going to give us some time, like 2 hours. And meanwhile, I was saying 2 hours and I was seeing the sun is not coming out. So the client was really, really frustrated with the service. Maybe prior to that, there was something that we promised and we hadn't given him. I believe so, because he shared with me why he acted like that. But that was the beginning when I was like, in hospitality, you must be very, very careful. So those are some of my stories and what happened to me that afternoon. Of course, I felt so sad. I felt so stressed out. I went and cried in my room because now I was an upcoming manager and I'm now facing the trickles of the business. But guess what? I didn't quit. Here I am today. I learned a lot from that lesson, that a system is a system. A clean towel is a clean towel. A dry towel is a dry towel. And I must have my planning right if I am to impress every customer who visits Brevard Sands Lodge or any brand that I am attached to. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in my next video. Kindly subscribe and like my videos.